Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating biological connection. We're looking at your heart's hidden rhythms and a digital phenomenon you've probably heard of before, ASMR. We're going to answer a surprisingly profound question. Can a simple, quiet video actually alter the fundamental state of your nervous system? Okay, so let's start with an undeniable biological truth. Your heart does not beat like a metronome. Literally. Even if you were sitting perfectly still and your pulse read a super steady 60 beats per minute, the gap between one beat and the next is constantly, subtly changing. It's never perfectly uniform. And that brings us to a really core concept for us today, heart rate variability, or HRV. Basically, this is that beat-to-beat timing difference in your pulse we just talked about. Why does this matter? Well, scientists consider HRV to be the absolute best single window we have into your body's stress resilience. A higher, healthier variability means your body has the flexibility to smoothly shift gears between high alertness and deep calm. Which leads us perfectly into Section 1, your nervous system breaks. Looking under the hood, your autonomic nervous system is essentially split into two main branches. This is the operating system that runs everything you don't consciously control, like your heartbeat, breathing, and digestion. On one side, we have the sympathetic branch. Think of this as the gas pedal. It triggers your fight or flight response when you need to act fast. And on the flip side is the parasympathetic branch. That's the brake pedal, which is totally responsible for your rest and digest functions. So how does that brake pedal actually connect to your heart? It happens through a remarkable piece of biological wiring called the vagus nerve. You can picture the vagus nerve as this primary heavy-duty cable transmitting that crucial parasympathetic brake signal straight from your brainstem all the way down to your heart. The crucial takeaway here is that when it comes to your heart, more variability is actually a fantastic thing. It shows that your vagal brake is highly active and your system is flexible, ready to downshift into calm on demand. On the flip side, a consistently low, flat variability is often a huge red flag that a system is stuck in chronic stress. That is exactly why popular health wearables today, like the Oura Ring or Whoop Drops, put your daily HRV metric front and center. All right, let's move right along to Section 2, the science of ASMR. So can something as gentle as ASMR actually engage that powerful vagal brake? Well, let's look at the data. A landmark 2018 study published in PLOS ONE by Julia Porio and her colleagues at the University of Sheffield found a really distinct physiological response. They proved that people who actually respond to ASMR experienced a reliable drop in their heart rate of about 3 beats per minute while watching ASMR content. But here's where researchers uncovered a truly fascinating biological paradox. Yes, the heart rate reliably dropped, but at the exact same time, skin conductance, which measures subtle sweating and emotional arousal, actually increased. Kind of wild, right? This specific combination suggests that ASMR is not just putting people to sleep. Instead, it creates a distinctive state of alert, relaxed engagement rather than just pure sedation. Building on those earlier findings, a much more recent 2025 study in Frontiers in Psychology took things a massive step further. They recorded heart rate variability and brainwaves simultaneously during ASMR. And guess what? They discovered elevated parasympathetic activity, specifically noting a real increase in a key marker of vagal influence known as PNN50. But here is the most surprising part of the whole shebang. This highly relaxed state actually led to improved executive function and better memory performance. And this brilliantly illustrates a question that researchers are now genuinely asking. A 2025 Oxford study published in the Neuroscience of Consciousness posed this exact, incredibly provocative phrase: more relaxing than nature? To test this, Oxford researchers used a highly precise pulse measuring tool right on the fingertip. They compared 3 different states: resting, watching nature videos, and watching ASMR videos. So, what were the results? Well, while both nature and ASMR successfully lowered pulse rates compared to just sitting and resting in a room, ASMR actually lowered it the most. Yeah, for pure pulse reduction, ASMR actually beat out nature. Okay, moving on to Section 3, nuances and unanswered questions. Scientific rigor requires us to look at the whole picture here. The first major caveat is all about time and scope. A slower pulse and higher parasympathetic HRV during an ASMR video absolutely proves your nervous system is hitting the brake in that specific moment. But these are small studies, and a lot of them use pulse-based proxies instead of a full medical-grade ECG. Because they're only measuring the effect in the moment, we simply don't yet know if a daily ASMR habit can permanently raise your resting baseline HRV and overall stress resilience over a period of several months. Furthermore, we have to account for how differently we human beings are wired. A 2025 naturalistic fMRI study published in the Journal of Medical Internet Research stressed that biological and brain responses to ASMR vary wildly from person to person. What might deeply relax one individual and engage their vagal brake might completely annoy someone else. Actually, scratch that. It might do absolutely nothing at all for them. It is also absolutely vital to remember that heart rate variability is a highly noisy metric. A daily reading is deeply influenced by how well you slept, your hydration levels, whether you drink alcohol or caffeine, and even the specific time of day you take the reading. Because of all this daily noise, a single solitary reading tells you very little. Which brings us to Section 4, how to test the ASMR HRV connection yourself. Because of that huge individual variation and all that daily noise in HRV metrics we just talked about, the absolute best way to see if ASMR works for your unique nervous system is to just run an experiment yourself. If you have a smartwatch or fitness wearable, follow these 5 simple steps. Step 1, establish a baseline by sitting quietly for 2 minutes and noting your heart rate. Step 2, put on some headphones. They're completely essential for the binaural audio used in ASMR. Step 3, choose a slow, gentle session and dedicate 15 to 20 minutes to it. Step 4, check your heart rate again right afterward, and then look at your HRV or resting heart rate the following morning. And finally, Step 5, think in trends. Try this as a short daily wind down for a couple of weeks, rather than just relying on a single night's data. Before we wrap up, just a quick disclaimer. This explainer is strictly for educational and informational purposes. It is absolutely not medical advice, so always consult a qualified healthcare professional regarding any health conditions or concerns you might have. As we close out this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder as you look at your own daily digital habits. We know our devices often keep our sympathetic nervous system locked in the on position. But given what we've just seen about the vagal brake and HRV, ask yourself, is your screen time currently stressing you out, or could choosing the right video actually be a tool for healing your nervous system? The data suggests the power to hit the brake might just be a single click away. Thanks for learning with us.